Hey y'all, so I am here to share with you guys what I have been eating. Well, some of what I've been eating on my fitness journey for my bikini competition. But before we start and get into that, I want to let you guys know that on our website, mynaturalsisters.com, we have a giveaway. We do giveaways each month, and this month we are partnered with a special brand, Lush Cosmetics. We absolutely love this brand. They also cater to vegans in a lot of ways, and I absolutely love their products. Been using them for years. And 2 people are going to be chosen to win a $100 gift card, y'all, to Lush Cosmetics. Go ahead and click the link down below after you guys finish watching this video to mynaturalsisters.com to enter, and it is free to enter. Okay, also make sure that you guys are also following us on Snapchat, because we have been snapping a little bit more since we have a little bit more time. And yeah. So, now for the juicy stuff. What have I been eating? Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a lowdown on what I eat pretty much on a high day until my competition. So my competition is July 30th, the Lee Labrada Show NPC competition. Sticking to this diet has been, it's been a breeze, but these last couple of days for some reason have been like really challenging. But I've been carb cycling these past 3 weeks, so I have like a high day where I eat a bit more higher calories and higher carbs, and then I have a really low day where I'm eating really lower calories and lower carbs. But basically my calories range right now, because they've tapered off since I've started dieting for this competition. They have been tapering off slowly, and so have my carbohydrates. So do I recommend this diet for someone to get in shape on a daily? No, I do not. To me, it is not healthy. This is not a, oh, I eat like this every day. You could totally mess up your metabolism. So my calories have been ranging from anywhere between 1100 and 1350, and my carbohydrates on a high day are about 95 grams to 100 grams. They're basically below 100 grams. And then on my low days, they're about 45 grams to 50 max grams on a low day. So I just want to let you guys know, no, I will not continue to eat this way after the show. I will keep you updated on how I'm doing. I am looking into doing a reverse diet. I've been researching to figure out what's going to be best for me. I do not plan on going back to where I was, to the way I was eating before, where I was eating a ton of calories, way too many for my body, and way too many carbohydrates. I'm not doing that. But I'm also not going to continue the diet that I'm on now, because it is not healthy. So I'm going to find a nice medium in between and go from there, and I will keep you guys updated on that as well. So let's start with breakfast. Okay, so to start my day off, I'm going to have a oatmeal tofu smoothie, and I'm going to use my Vitamix blender to get the job done. So I'm going to use 1/3 cup of oats, about 1/3 cup of strawberries. I'm going to use 1/4 of a block of firm tofu, and I'm also going to add in 1/2 cup of unsweetened vanilla cashew milk, and I'm going to add about 8 to 12 ounces of water, and I'm going to blend it all up for about 10 to 15 seconds, and I am going to serve it in a mason jar. And on top of it, I like to sprinkle a bit of cinnamon. It is said that this helps to also burn fat. I don't know, I just really like the taste. And I'm going to stir that all up, and that is breakfast. Okay, so for my post-workout meal, I do just a simple protein shake using my Garden Alive organic protein powder, and this is the vanilla flavor, and I just simply mix it with water, and I do this twice a day. Once after my first workout and once after my second. And as an on-the-go snack, I have packed a apple cinnamon rice cake here for when I need it. And I eat this before my lunch. So for lunch, I am going to do tofu, sweet potatoes, and broccoli. And I like to go ahead and preset the oven for my sweet potato to about 425 degrees Fahrenheit. And of course, I rinse my sweet potato out, and I poke holes with a fork inside of the sweet potato just so that it'll cook faster and more thoroughly. And I wrap it in foil and put it in a non-stick baking sheet pan. and I let this cook for about an hour, and during that hour I prepare my other foods. So I'm going to start off with boiling some water for my frozen broccoli. I'm going to add 3 cups here of frozen broccoli. I'm going to let this cook while I prepare my tofu. So I'm going to use extra firm tofu here, and I'm going to use a knife and a cutting board to do the job. And I'm going to cut half the block into 4s, and I'm going to cut this side that I'm using into 16 pieces, and I'm going to use 8 pieces for lunch, and I'm going to eat 8 pieces for dinner. So to flavor my tofu, I'm going to use onion powder, garlic powder, ground cumin, and paprika. And I wait until the water warms up a bit, and then I add in my seasonings, and then I kind of mix it up a bit, and then I add in my tofu and kind of saute it and let it cook. And I cook this all the way through until the water kind of runs out. And tofu holds a lot of water, so I try to cook it to where there's not a lot of water in the tofu. So during that time while my tofu's cooking up, I strain out my broccoli and I begin plating. And I only eat half of the sweet potato here, and I like to sprinkle on top some cinnamon because I love cinnamon. And I'm also going to use some salt-free chipotle seasoning by Mrs. Dash, and I'll sprinkle some on top of my tofu. So that is my lunch. Okay, now off to my afternoon snack. I'm going to use my chocolate protein powder, unsweetened cashew milk, and organic frozen strawberries and some water. So in the blender, I'm going to mix 2 scoops of my chocolate protein powder, 4 strawberries, a half a cup of unsweetened cashew milk, and about 16 ounces of water. And I'm going to blend that up for about 10 to 15 seconds in my Vitamix, and I am going to drink that all up. And now I'm having dinner. So I've already pre-cooked my tofu and my brown rice, and so all I'm going to do here is cook my frozen asparagus, and I'm going to cook the whole entire pack. I'm going to eat the whole entire pack. It's not really a lot of calories, but it looks like it. And I let it cook for about 6 to 8 minutes, let it boil, strain my asparagus, and then I plate my food. So all I'm going to have is my 8 pieces of tofu and a half a cup of brown rice, plain Jane. And on top of my asparagus, I like to use lime juice. It's 0 calories, 0 sodium, with Mrs. Dash's salt-free Fiesta lime seasoning, and voila, that is it. So I also would like to add that I do drink about 2 gallons of water a day, and I'm also taking a fat burner. I know I didn't mention this earlier, but it is by Alphamine. And I also came across a vegan-friendly BCAA powder by Lee Labrada himself, the guy who's hosting the show that I'm actually going to be competing in. Okay, so that's the insight on my diet, and it changes, and it has changed constantly throughout this whole entire process. And how I came about planning my diet, I read a vegan muscle and bodybuilding book. It's called The Vegan Muscle and Fitness Guide to Bodybuilding Competitions. In this book, and I'll show you what it looks like here on the cover, has helped me out a ton. And I also got tips from Danny, my trainer, and Carmen, Baby Sis. They also gave me tips along the way of, you know, what to do and what not to do as well. I have been doing my diet this whole entire time, and I pretty much used this book as a guide, and pretty much tailored the meal plan to fit my needs. And I've learned a ton by just doing my own diet myself. So diet was my little baby in this whole situation, and training is pretty much Danny's. So I want to give you guys the rundown on what my workout routine is during the week. Sunday is just simply a cardio day, and we're almost 1 week out from the show. I've been cutting down on my cardio, but for the most part I've been doing 45 minutes to an hour of cardio, and I'll try to switch it up. Sometimes I do Stairmaster, sometimes I get on a treadmill. Lately, I've been like these past 2 or 3 weeks, or like 2 weeks, I don't know, I don't know, it's like 2.5 weeks, I don't know. I've been going to the track. So I've been going to the track with Danny, and I've been to the track with Carmen once. It was a wake-up call because I haven't ran track in a long time. I don't like running, but I needed to get my legs down. My legs are pretty thick, they're hefty, but I like my legs. But for the show, you know, you gotta be a little slender than usual. So the track has most definitely helped that. Danny and I, we do sprints, bleachers, jog the straights, walk the curves. What I did with Carmen was we pretty much sprinted the straights and jogged the curves, I think 5 times around the track. But there's different routines, different workouts you can do at the track, and it pretty much helped get my legs down. Mondays are 2-a-days. I have 5 days out of the week where I work out twice. So that's like a cardio and a weight training day. On Mondays I do cardio and legs, and on Mondays I work out by myself. I train by myself. And I'm pretty good with training my legs. I feel confident and all that stuff. So I'll do cardio. You can do it in the afternoon or the evening, but I've been doing my weight training in the morning and my cardio in the evening on the days that I work out by myself, that I weight train by myself. So Tuesdays, I work out with Dan the man, and I do cardio in the mornings and I do back and biceps with him. On Wednesday is another just plain cardio day. My choice of what I want to do for cardio. Thursday is another day that I work out with Danny. So I do cardio in the morning and I weight train with him in the afternoons. And on Thursdays we do shoulders and we train hamstrings. So we do shoulders and hams on Thursdays. Fridays I train with Danny again. I do cardio in the morning and we do legs together. And so we hit legs. Saturday I train by myself. It's another 2-a-day, and I like to do my weight training in the morning just to get it out of the way. But if I can't, sometimes I'll do cardio in the morning when I weight train by myself. But I do chest and triceps in the morning on Saturdays and cardio in the evenings. And sometimes here and there Danny will have me work on other muscle groups with him if I need the extra help. Like my triceps, it was so hard for me to they were being stubborn, so it was hard for me to trigger that muscle, so he helped me out with it quite a bit. I work out 3 times out of the week with Danny, and he'll give me, you know, tips on what I should do for cardio, or, you know, training certain muscles like my tris or my legs. He'll give me tips on what to do when I'm by myself. So he has been such a big help to me and such a guide and such a great friend throughout this whole entire process. He's an amazing trainer and I couldn't ask for more. I'm so happy that I've met him. How we began our training through this, when we began preparation for the show, is we did heavier weights and less reps. And so now that we're getting cut closer, I guess you call that bulking. So it was bulking. We were doing heavier weights, less reps. That was during our bulking phase. And now that we're closer to the show, we have been doing lighter weights and more reps. So we're in a cutting phase right now, and he's getting ready to cut down my cardio just so that I can retain muscle a bit more. And yeah, we'll start depletion next week, so I'll be cutting out my water and I'll be taking some diuretics in order to release water weight from my body so that you can see the muscle definition a bit more. He said I'll be cutting out my protein shakes, so my diet of course is going to change, and I've got a dehydrator, so that should help out with the tofu retaining water and stuff like that if I have to increase my tofu or tempeh intake. Tempeh doesn't really have a lot of water, but the tofu does. But yes, so that is my workout routine. I do want to mention that I believe that you can train for a show without the use of a fat burner and other supplements. I'm using them because I ran into diet issues earlier on in preparation for the show and needed subs to help me reach my goals faster in order to be competitive. So if you're doing it without subs, allow yourself a generous amount of time to prepare for a show. Okay, so if you guys have any more questions or comments, please leave them down below so that I can interact with you. I will be posting my last video next Friday before the show, so I will see you guys then. Love you.